Welcome to another edition of For the Health of It. Today I have a very special guest with me. Uh, I'm not sure if he's a Jackson native, but I do know he is in the city of Jackson, and he is holding it down for the city of Jackson. Ladies and gentlemen, we have one of the owners of Explicit J3 with us, Jason Gibson. Jason, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, man. How about you?
I'm doing quite well. Man, I'm seeing that pray, plan, and execute on your shirt right there, man. I also we went to a rally this weekend. I think I walked by you. I wasn't sure if that was you or not, but
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I I saw your pictures you posted afterwards, and I was like, that might have been him I walked by.
Yeah, man. I really enjoyed the rally, man. It was powerful.
Definitely, it definitely was. So Jason, I want to go into your background a little bit, athletically and school wise. Are you from the Jackson area?
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Jackson, Mississippi. I grew up in Presidential Hills,
Hmm.
and yeah, and now I live in Presidential Hills.
Okay,
So,
good deal, good deal. Man, see, I'm from the coast, so it's a little different being up here in the Jackson area. But
yeah,
what high school did you go to?
I went to Callaway High School from 2007, and I graduated in 2010.
Okay, good deal, man. All right. So did you go to college anywhere, or what you major
Yeah.
in and all that?
Uh, So yeah, that's kind of where the athletic portion comes out. So I played basketball at Callaway,
Right.
uh, and then I went to Holmes Community College on a basketball scholarship.
Bulldog.
Uh, Fortunately and unfortunately, I only played 1 year, just because it was just I was just feeling unction to be pulled in other areas.
Right.
So yeah, after my freshman year, I went on and transferred. I graduated from Holmes in a year and a half instead of 2 years,
Good
because I
deal.
went up, knocked it out, and after that, I transferred to Jackson State University.
Okay, good deal, good deal. So you played a year. Did you play 2 seasons at Holmes or just one?
Yeah, I only played 1 season.
Okay.
Uh, of course, I got an offer to come back, and my high school coach had just gotten a job at Jackson State when
Good.
I got there. The first year I got there, that was his first year, so he offered me a scholarship as well to come play at Jackson State. But like I said, man, I was just feeling propelled or compelled to go in another direction. So I stopped playing after my freshman year.
Good deal. Good deal. All right. So, what you major in at Jackson State?
I majored in social science and secondary education.
Okay. All right. So, what got you into the fitness side of it besides just playing basketball?
So the I guess the caveat is I never had aspirations to start a gym, own a gym.
Right.
I never really had an inspiration to be a personal trainer or anything like that. Um, thing is, like when I first started college, I wanted to go into the education field. I wanted to teach, which I still am. I just got my master's, so I'm about to be adjunct in college. But the thing I wanted to do was my end goal, I wanted to teach short term. I wanted to become a um, historically black college or university president, long term goal.
Okay.
But man, it was just a turn of events. And just as you get older, you start to grow into yourself. You start to grow into the things that you're really passionate about doing. You stop living life for parents. You stop living life for mentors. You stop living life for people who try to dictate what it is that you're good at around you. And then self-awareness. You just come into a greater awareness of who you are and what you're passionate about. So that's absolutely what happened to me. So with the gym, I had graduated from Jackson State. I taught in JPS for a semester, and then I got hired at Jackson State with the Department of Auxiliary Enterprises. But I was there for 2.5 years. But the thing was, I always knew that um, I wasn't a traditional work type guy. Like it literally, I boil over doing the same thing every day. Like being at the same time, doing the same duties, being around the same people. Like just my creative and innovative niche is just so far. I won't say beyond that, or it's kind of a little more elaborate than something that's as confined as an everyday 8 to 5.
Right.
So yeah, man, just that whole 2 years out there, I had always planned to leave, but I wanted to do it with wisdom. So I mean, I put a number in my mind. I said I'm gonna save this amount of money, and as soon as I save this amount of money, I'm gonna just resign from my job, and I'm gonna do everything. I'm just start doing whatever I want to do. So that's exactly what I did. So I resigned from my job that January, and just so happens my line brother and one of my friends, Jarius Moore, who was also one of the owners of J3, he was training at what is now Explicit. It was Inferno Fitness then. Okay. He was under a lady. I was about to mention her name, but you'll see why I can't mention her name in a minute. But he was under a lady who isn't located in Jackson, and he shared with me his aspirations for wanting to open the gym. Well, the thing was, where Jarius is weak, I'm strong, and where he's strong, I'm weak. Right. On the trainer, certified personal trainer side, in the fitness industry, in the fitness world, he was strong in that because that's what he was doing. Me, on the business, on the structure, the system side, that's where I'm good. So I was just like, he shared me he wanted to start the gym, and he was like, man, I would love for you to be my business partner. And I was like, I ain't never really wanted to do that, but I'll entertain it. So I started actually training with him. From there, man, I just fell in love with training people.
Okay.
I just fell in love with training people.
Okay, that's what's up, man. I think you trained one of my coworkers.
Who's that?
Melissa Ross.
Yeah, Melissa. Yeah.
I
need to text Melissa and see where she at, or see what she did. Well, no, we just open, so I know since she's an educator, and
right.
She probably is a little hesitant with the pandemic and everything, but
right,
I still need
to
see how she's doing.
Yeah. So I want to get into how, because we have a very good mutual friend between us. And I want to bring him up real quick. Drake. I met Drake my first year teaching at Jim Hill, and then we got cool. Basically, I was teaching and he was subbing, and I seen him a couple days, and I just started talking to him, and then we just got click tight. Me, him, and two more other male teachers there, and we do a lot together, man. Fellowship together, train, and all that. So when I told Drake about this, I was like, man, I want to get a couple of these guys from the Explicit J3. I want to get them on my podcast. He was like, well, shoot, man, I know Jason, man. Hit him up. And he was like, man, if you need me to, I'll put in a word. So I know you know Drake from church. So I want to talk about your faith in church, and because Drake told me that you're the minister of music, correct? Okay, so go into how you became the minister of music, and how long have you been involved with music in the church and all that?
Well, I'll start with how long I've been involved in music. So I've been involved with music in church as early as about 5 or 6 years old. Okay. I come from a really musical family. My mom and dad both sing and play piano. My brother is a musician. He was section leader at Jackson State over WT in the band. He plays guitar too. My sister sings. My grandmom and granddad, both of those, and both my grandmothers and my granddad, all of them sung and played. So I mean, I came up in it. And then my granddad was my pastor. We were at a family church growing up, so it was just like he was a pastor. My dad was on keyboard, I was on drums, my brother was on bass, my uncle was on organ. So I mean, that's how I came up. And just as I grew older, I just kind of began to evolve into different things. I started as a musician. Then I started, teaching the choir parts, and then I actually started leading. And then it was just that. So I've actually been the minister of music, or the director of worship arts at Jackson Revival Center for 5 years. Going on 6. 5 years, going on 6. Yeah. So yeah, man, it was I would definitely say that was a God thing, how I got there, because just a transition before I got to that church and leaving my old church, it was a very, very peculiar situation. Like I started to kind of like dabble in other religions. I started to kind of lose my faith. I started to try to like cling to other idols, but just always kind of found my way back to what I was rooted in.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, it just made, I mean, to be quite candid and logical, I mean, it just made the most sense to me. So, so yeah, man, I've been there 5 years.
Gotcha.
And
Gotcha.
yeah, go on 6.
Okay. So, man, if you can speak on how your faith and your religion plays a part of your overall physical fitness and mental well-being and spiritual well-being.
Oh man, well, I think they intertwine. I think they're hand in hand. I can't remember the exact scripture, but it's a scripture that says, "God, for above all things, my desire for you is that you prosper and be in good health." This was God speaking to. I won't even say who he was speaking to. I just remember the scripture, and I don't want to misquote it because I can't see it. But I do know scripture says, "Above all things, I wish for you to prosper and be in good health." And I think through that scripture alone, man, we can see that God is concerned about our physical well-being. The Bible says, "Here on earth as in heaven." So, I mean, it's like I come encounter with a lot of people who their goal is to get to heaven. Right. And it's just so much that God wants us to receive and prosper in and be competent at while we're here on earth. There's so much change that he wants us to evoke while we're here. So I don't even think his desire for us is for us to only be like, I want to live to get to heaven. Like, he's like, no, I want you to make a difference, make a change on the earth. So, yeah, that's just how they intertwine, man. Like my heart is to help people in whatever I do. So whether that's me up on a Sunday morning singing a song that connects with people on the heart level, or if there's me as a personal trainer, training somebody that don't even believe what I believe and just serving as a form of healing to them in their lives. Like, so, I mean, I think they are directly correlated, man. I don't think there's much separation between the two.
Gotcha. I like that, man. I like that. I think I was fresh out of fresh out of college back in like 2012. And my uncle had just moved. My aunt and my uncle had just moved from Vegas, and I was working at a gym down here in Biloxi, and he was like, "Man, you doing pretty well financially." I don't know what he was lying about because I wasn't, fresh out of college. I was not. But I had like 2 jobs, so I was doing okay. I was still in pretty decent shape, and he was like, "Man, it's time to start working on that spiritual being." And I appreciate what you said right there, man. That made a lot of sense to me. So let's go into the story of getting the gym started. You said Jarius came to you. So how long had you been knowing Jarius up to that point?
I've been knowing Jarius since my senior year at Jackson State, so 2014. We were actually line brothers in Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. He was the youngest person on line. Okay. And, with the utmost respect, but he was like the most immature person on line. He was the little brother of the line. Right, so he just instantly, me and him kind of connected, and I kind of took him under my wing as just that, like my little brother. So yeah, that's how we met, man, and the relationship just kind of went from there.
Okay. So you said that before the building y'all in now, it was called Inferno at the time. So go into taking over the building and changing the name.
Woo! So Jerry, like I said, Jarius was the representative for Inferno. Inferno was a franchise that was in several cities. There was an Inferno in Jackson. There was one in Nashville, one in Atlanta, one in Louisiana somewhere. It was like 5 of them around the southern region of the United States. And Jarius actually got connected to the lady who was planning one in Jackson, and he was running that one. So pretty much he was on staff for her. But Jarius had always expressed his desire to own a gym. So I came along, like I said, where I was strong, he was weak, and vice versa. And when we were getting close to the time, because the lady who he was under had she had expressed to him that she was about to get out of the fitness business.
Right.
And pretty much if Jarius wanted to buy the Inferno brand, he could buy it for $20,000. And I can give numbers now because this ain't just my money. She told him that he could buy the Inferno brand for $20,000. Cool. But so he brought that to me and he was like, hey bro, man, she said I can buy the gym for $20,000. And another thing, so I'm also in real estate. I own a few properties around Jackson. So I'm a little privy to real estate, more so residential than commercial. Right. But when he brought it to me, he was just like, hey man, man, we got an opportunity, man. Joe want to sell it. I just said her name. Don't worry about it. She want to sell the gym.
I barely caught it, man.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I ain't saying whole name. It could be a lot of them out there. But he said she want to sell the gym. She said I can get it for $20,000. He like, but I don't have $20,000, man. What if we bring JJ in, who's JJ trainer,
right?
John Brown. So he was like, what if we bring him in and split that $20,000 three ways and we can do it. And then I was like, Jared, that don't make sense to me. First of all, she's not here. She don't own this building. Somebody else owns this building. I don't know who it is, but this is a strip center. So I highly doubt she owns this space. She's renting this space. Right. I was like, and two, why do you need her brand? I was like, it don't make sense. Start your own brand. The clients are here for you. She not here. You got all these folks here.
Exactly.
So he was like, but bro, she been rocking with me forever, man. And she looked out for me. And man, I'm just one of those people, man. I believe people should be loyal, but I just don't think loyalty has ever got anybody anywhere. So he was like, man, I just got to be loyal to. I was like, man, this don't make sense. But you and JJ, if y'all for it, I'll contribute. I'll put the money in. So of course they agreed on it because JJ was training too. He would love a gym as well, or has always wanted to have a gym as well. Right. So they agreed on it. We all put our cut in to make that $20,000, and just the entire time, man, it just didn't feel right to me. But I don't know because Jarius is more privy to the fitness arena than I am at this point. Right. So that happened, man. Come to find out, the day we went to send the money, we went to FedEx and sent the money priority. Jerry's got a call from a lady who connected him and the lady who was doing, right, whose gym it was. He got a call from them, and out of nowhere, he had not talked to this lady in like 6 months. Just up and called him just to check on him. And then so Jerry was like, yeah, so and so, we about to get the gym from Joe. We about to do this. We sending off the money right now. We just sent it off. It's on the bird. It's gonna be there tomorrow. And she told him immediately. She said, Jarius, go and stop that check right now. Go, stop it. Long story, very, very short. Come to find out, this lady had not paid rent at that facility in like 7 or 8 months. It was about $40,000 in the hole. She was about to transfer all that debt to us. Two, she had three of her locations had closed. She never told Jerry. The only ones, and she was going bankrupt. So she was trying to just get all the money she could get without telling Jerry all the information. She was just trying to extract $20,000 out of him, knowing that he was young. He just hadn't had the experience, so he wouldn't have known. So man, immediately we went and stopped that check. Her attorney got on the phone with us, and we explained to her. Her attorney didn't even know all that was going on. We had to get the landlord on the phone. He was like, she has not paid rent in months. It's like 8 months. She is like $30,000, $40,000 in the hole. So, man, just by the grace of God, we were able to detach from that, but work out a deal with the current landlord of that facility and let him know, man, we ain't had nothing to do with her, especially me and JJ. Right. And Jerry was just working for it. So he wasn't really in the money like that. He wasn't paying the rent and stuff. So he didn't know. He was just coming to work. Mm-hmm. So fortunately, we worked out something with him where he just let us pick up on the rent that next month. Right. And then it just went from there, man.
Okay. Oh man, that's good then. That is definitely good. So explain the name, man. I kind of got an understanding of it, but go ahead and explain that name for me.
Explicit J3 Fitness. So Explicit was actually we were trying to come up with something that was really like cutting edge. So just explicit, like the definition of it is like definitive, is
Right.
details, it's things of that nature. It's very meticulous. So, we just try to build our brand off that, like not just being the normal commercial gym where people just come in and work out. They don't know what they're doing, but literally you come in and you working with a trainer every day. And they're working specifically towards your needs. And J3, yeah, J3 just came from all our names being
Starting with J.
Jonathan, Jairus, and Jason.
Okay, I like that. Do you think following that experience with the prior owner, that following your first instinct is very important?
Absolutely. Just because, man, I don't know if I want to call it a gift, but I can remember as young as being like 9 or 10 years old, I always had the ability to see bad stuff before it happened. Like I can see stuff down spiraling. I can see stuff about to come to an end. I can see stuff about to fall into a state of destruction. Like I could always see stuff, kind of taking a turn for the worse before it actually did.
Right.
But like I said, I was kind of perplexed. I was indifferent just because, I hadn't been in this field. Both them had been in this field much longer than me, but I had been in the business, the customer service, the strategic side of it. I had a whole lot more knowledge on this side. And just over the years, we've learned how to merge the two or marry the two very well.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
Okay, I like that. I definitely do. So let's you're black, I'm black. The other two owners are black. The Jackson is like 70% black. So and I think I read somewhere Mississippi has like the highest percentage of black people in all of America. So let's speak on black health. Go ahead and just take it from there. Black health.
Yeah, so black health. It's not a secret that black people or people of African descent, African Americans, whatever my overly legalistic people want to label them as,
right?
It's no secret that we are disproportionately dying the most from heart disease, heart attack, cancer, diabetes. I mean, you can go down the list.
Right.
Black people, African Americans, people of color, they die or they pass at a disproportionate rate from any other race. And I think that's rooted in a lot of, we can even look at the elements of systemic oppression, systemic racism, the disenfranchisement and the dehumanization of black people, and how there's a lack of funding, a lack of resources in so many areas. So in a sense, we are built or we are wired just to survive, not to go above and beyond or go to the furthest extent as it relates to our health. Even in Mississippi, like we are somewhere like 37th. I might be, fact check me on that. We 30-something, mid-30s in population, but we are always top 5 in obesity rate.
Right, right.
Always. So, and I think to this day, that's been consistent for like the past
30 years at least. At least the last 30 years.
Yeah, I was about to say the past half of a century. I was about to say about 50.
Right.
But that's been the narrative for us. So, I think our approach, I don't want to be biased with this, but the approach that I take personally, and I think it's kind of streamlines through my gym, is I just think that we have to empower each other, empower the black family, because I think that's where the first experiences. I think that's where that's where the foundation of a lot of these habits that we adopt come from. So that's kind of what we build ourselves on, man. We of course, with Black Gym, we have probably about a 98-99% black clientele. So we just try to empower our clients to not only fall in love or fall subject to this fitness thing, but also develop and cultivate healthy eating habits. And not only that, just kind of spread that wealth throughout the families, spread it throughout your communities. They don't necessarily have to come to the gym, because I do understand everybody, just like I was talking about earlier, because Black people are so disenfranchised, and just the poverty rates from our perspective are so, they're just so through the roof. I mean, some people just can't afford it. Right. So, I mean, I think it's part of our responsibility as trainers and owners in the fitness industry to disperse this information to our clients, and then also prompt them to streamline it to the different communities that they come encounter with that we may never meet. So yeah, man, that's pretty much our model. That's pretty much what we stand on. But Black health it's an essential topic. It's a very needed topic. It's something that needs to be integrated in schools, needs to be integrated heavily in churches, because schools and churches, I mean, those are two of the things that are so prevalent to the Black community, but there is very little conversation about Black wealth and Black health in those spaces. So I just think we have to do a better job at being intentional about conveying that information.
Gotcha. Man, that sounds good. I'm loving it. Eventually, man, if you can, I want to get all three of y'all on a Zoom call. You, Jason, and no, you're Jason. You, JJ, and Jarius. I want to get all three of y'all on, man. If I'll be down for that, man.
Absolutely, man.
I've been fans of y'all since I found out about y'all, man. And I just finally worked up the nerve to hit y'all up, man. So
man, we are very accessible, and all of us are very down to earth.
Good deal. Even I even love what y'all got going on the women's side, man, with the party girls, man.
Oh yeah.
They're doing the thing. I'm loving what they're doing.
Oh yeah, body party, man. Yeah. Allison and Trivia are doing a phenomenal job. And they're just here recently, kind of contributing more emphasis and energy to body party. Both of them had so many other things going on, but they kind of like streamlined that, condensed their schedules so that they can kind of cater to that a little more. So be expecting some big things from them as well.
Good deal, man. Before we get you up out of here, talk on that Pray, Plan, and Execute.
Oh, Pray, Plan, Execute. So this Pray, Plan, Execute, this is my clothing brand. I started it in August of 2019. That was last year, so we almost at a year. And man, pretty much I always wanted to start a clothing brand, but I never wanted to be that person that started a clothing brand just for the sake of starting it. I wanted it to be something that was kind of intuitive to me, something that was personal to me. So yeah, I can't remember exactly how I came up with it. I think it just kind of came to me one day. And I was like, this is literally the process by which I live my entire life. Right. Like every decision I make, every business move I pursue, every opportunity I take advantage of, I pray about it. I develop a plan that streams from my prayer, and then I execute that plan. So, yeah, man, that's pretty much how it came about.
Good deal. All right. So, are there any plans on what's the future for Explicit J3?
Oh man, the future is bright. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I think right now, because and by no means am I trying to belittle or use this as some kind of momentum to push us forward, because I definitely think everybody should seriously take seriously the tragedies that have recently happened in America, and have been happening for years, decades, since, with just the run-ins that police officers have with particularly Black Americans. I've had a few in my life.
Right.
Yeah, man, by no means am I trying to belittle George Floyd, but I do think that this is bringing a greater awareness to the complexities of the Black community. Sure. So, man, I think right now, man, we're just trying to, whereas for so long we've tried to diversify, I think now we're just kind of focused on our people.
I like it.
Man, we're just kind of focused on
Hey,
our people.
but for real though, that black dollar go far.
Absolutely, especially if you can get people in Jackson to buy into the concept of buying black, because we have all the resources here. But on the other end of that, with me and two of my friends, we're working on a digital database of all black businesses, all black independent contractors, all black everything. We're working on that right now. We're giving ourselves 4 to 6 months to complete it. But I just think Jackson particularly is more than able to develop and sustain on the black dollar alone. Like it's so much talent here. We have black doctors, we have black dentists, we have black gym owners, we have black churches, we have like any avenue you want to think about tapping into. Like it's somebody black that does it, and if we can get our people to buy into contributing first to our community, like it. I mean, it's no reason why the sky won't be the limit. Like I was just reading somewhere, I saw where in the Asian community, dollar circulates for 29 days. Yeah, before it goes outside of that. In the Jewish community, it's 19 days before it goes outside of their community. In the black community, the dollar only stays in our community for 6 hours before it goes outside into another community. So just getting people to buy in, and I think Jackson can be kind of like the prime area and the prime dynamic that can see that system flourish.
Good deal. Good deal. Before we get you out of here, Jason, man, again, I really appreciate you coming on with me. I want to get the whole staff on, you, JJ, and Jarius, get all three of y'all. Eventually, I want to reach out to Trivia and Allison. Man, I appreciate you coming on. Go ahead and drop the social media for me.
Hold on, man. Where did them do gyms?
Here we go.
So our social media is at explicitj3 on Instagram. On Facebook is explicit J3 Fitness, and that's explicit with no E. So it's XPLICIT J3 Fitness. Our website is www.explicitj3fitness.com.
Good deal. Good deal. I appreciate you, Jason. Thank you for coming on with us.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you. This has been another episode of For the Health of It. I'm your host, Corian K. Padgett.